Today we're going to make the tomato pie that all my friends have been asking about. I'm not a cook, but I can follow instructions when it comes to good food. I perforate the pie crust so as to keep it from bubbling up on the bottom. So once you've got that done, you take the pie crust and you put it in the oven. This is the most important part because the pie crust has to be cooked a little bit, because if you set the tomatoes and the ingredients in there with the pie crust raw, it will just stay soggy. So that's an important thing that you have to remember when you're making the tomato pie, is that you have to cook the crust for 5 to 7 minutes. And then just to keep it from getting soggy, I will layer it with, I use sharp cheddar cheese on the bottom. This will help soak up some of the juice from the tomatoes. And I just spread that out on to the pie crust. And then I take my tomatoes and I slice them on a paper towel. And this will get rid of some of the tomato juice, because once again, you're trying to keep your crust from getting so soggy. So I take these, cut them, pat them down with paper towels, because I want them as dry as I possibly can have them. Then take them, lay them in your pie crust. Doesn't matter how. So these are all laying in here like this. And now we're going to use, make the paste, which is a cup of mayonnaise, Duke's mayonnaise. It's the only mayonnaise there is. A half a cup of feta cheese, a tablespoon of basil, and a teaspoon of garlic salt. And I would suggest trying the paste and add anything else to your liking as far as more garlic salt or more basil. I just think the garlic salt is the main thing that you want to taste to see if it's right to your liking. And so you mix all this up, and then you take the paste, you lay the paste or spread the paste onto the pie. It's sort of like doing plaster work. Something that I might think I know something about. So you spread that out really well. Oh, and by the way, this recipe, the quantities are enough for 2 pies, because 1 pie just doesn't do it. I mean, 1 pie won't last in my house. Take the cheese, and this cheese is mozzarella and cheddar, mild cheddar, not sharp. The sharp's only on the bottom. And take this cheese and layer it on the top. And of course, you can do it as thick as you want, because it doesn't matter, because I've never heard of having too much cheese on anything. So I will take the edge of the tomatoes that I have left and cut them to put on the top. Lay those out like so, and then sprinkle more basil. Of course, in a perfect world, picking basil from your garden is probably the best thing to do, but for a contractor like me and non-cook, I just use whatever's easier. And I also put pepper on it. Don't add any salt to this recipe, because you have salt in the feta, you have salt in the mayonnaise, you have salt in the garlic salt. And then you take this and you put it in the oven for about 20 minutes on 350. and voila. This is your tomato pie. I will tell you that it cuts better after it's been in the refrigerator overnight. Mine never makes it to the refrigerator. When you cut it, it's going to run everywhere. But you know what? You'll find every piece of it and eat it all up.